Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and I am back with my, with Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. So we left off last time on day 12. I'm going to do day 13, 14, and 15 here. And day 13 is, do you have any tarot self-care rituals that are only for your personal practice? And I would say not yet. Nothing that I'm unwilling to share with others when I do read cards for other people. So the only thing I do really that's tarot related is when I get a new deck in the mail, I cleanse it with Dragon's Blood incense. I run each card over the incense, and then I run the whole deck over it. It's just something I've done since the day I got my first deck. And I've always done it. So that would be it for that. So day 14 is, what is your go-to tarot book and why? And the only deck I've gotten when I first started reading tarot is this Tarot for Yourself. It's by Mary Kay Greer. It's awesome. It gives you after each chapter, there's exercises throughout the whole thing. The first thing it does is give you your soul card. It gives you all kinds of cool stuff. I would suggest this for any newbie. This book is cool and amazing. And I've pretty much gotten halfway through it in the almost year that I've had it. I haven't actually touched it in a while, but it also gives you I just had it here. Each card and what it means. Yeah, there's Judgment, the World down there, and then the Wands. It gives a huge description on each card as well. So I find that very fascinating. And yeah, I may pick it back up. Now, I did purchase, and I can't remember the name of it right now, a couple that are ebooks. I just can't remember the name of them. I haven't read them yet. And they were recent purchases, like the end of 2020. So that's it for tarot books. And day 14. So day 15, it says, what was your best or worst or most memorable tarot moment of 2020? For example, a message that shocked you to get or give a deck that surprised you, or even a reading that stuck with you. And the only thing that I can say about that whole question is I did have a couple cards that I read from a couple different decks for other people. And it's funny because these are the most memorable things for me, and they both involve mediumship. So from the first deck, the first reading, it's Tarot of the Secret Forest. And it was funny because, and I edged it in black, and there's some extra cards in there. But it's extra cards right there. But the first reading, real mediumship reading I did was kind of an accident because and I'll just show you some of the cards while I'm talking. Somebody posted on a couple groups. I follow a couple different mediumship groups, and somebody had posted a missing relative picture, and I was instantly drawn to him. She didn't say how she was related. She's just like, if anybody can get any information, he's missing. And what happened was, I started actually having all these clairvoyant moments happening. As soon as I saw his photo, I was seeing names. I was seeing a town. I was seeing a certain area in that town. I was seeing a boat. And one of the first images I saw of the boat was this like lazy kind of river. And I got the feeling that was in New Orleans. And And it was just this lazy, like, summer day, and there was a boat tied up to it. And it described to her the boat. And she said to a T that was his boat. I told her that I felt like it was her uncle. She confirmed that, yes, it was her uncle. And when I actually saw him with a red hat, like trucker's hat on, but it had a word across the front of it. And turns out, and I kept thinking for some reason, New Orleans. Like his boat was tied up to some ritzy area in New Orleans, had been at one point recently. And sure enough, his boat had been found sank. He had not been found. But sure enough, the last place the boat was seen was the area I had said it was in. The name on the trucker's hat that I saw him wearing in my vision, clairvoyantly, was that area. So I'd been right about everything. And then I was like, well, you know what? I've never done a directional spread before. So I'm going to see if I could do a directional spread to pinpoint closer to where he's at now. And one of the first cards I flipped over, and I've talked about this before, is the Six of Swords. And I had really just got this deck. I hadn't really messed with it a whole lot. And as soon as I flipped this card over, I freaked out because this was the exact imagery I had seen in that first vision where his boat was tied up. Like, this was the lazy river I was seeing. And then off here would be like a dock, a wooden homemade dock. And his boat was tied up to it here. But just this image, and I was just like, oh my God, this is like the exact image of what I was seeing in the first vision I had before all the other ones started coming. So that has always stuck with me, and that freaked me out for so long that I didn't actually read any cards or anything after that for a while. It really freaked me out because just some of the things that she was saying made me feel very uncomfortable. Like, he was missing, but she knew where. And I didn't want to get into anything crazy like that. So I kind of cut off contact with her. And then, it just freaked me out really bad. It was crazy. I don't know if he's still missing. I know for a few weeks I was feeling very anxious because I felt like he was alive, but he was running out of time. And I feel bad for saying that because I'm like, if I had been further in my practice than where I'm at even now, I may have been able to help save him or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was my first real mediumistic and tarot combining experience, and it was crazy. So the next one I had was just actually recently in the last probably 3 months. And it's with my Bone Stone and Earth Flesh Tarot. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to practice this. And this was the first time I'd done it since this one, 4 or 5 months before. And I laid out 3 decks and I put a picture of it on Facebook and on my couple groups I follow. And I asked people, can I practice doing some mediumship readings with the cards? And they're like, yeah. So this one person asked me, could I draw a card for her? Whatever I get would help. So the card I drew was this one, the 7 of Pentacles. And as soon as I drew this card, I was like, what is the connection here? Like, I don't get what the connection is between this card and possibly a past loved one. And so I sat with this card for a few minutes, and I actually did kind of a meditative breathing exercise. And all of a sudden, instead of him cultivating the mushrooms, I saw someone with a male, an older male. And this to me seems like he's working on or building model cars, model planes, model trains, model boats. and any kind of model, airplanes, cars, whatever. And I was like, and I did get a name that came to me, and I was like, huh. So I messaged her, and I'm like, I'm getting a name. It's this. I'm getting that it's a male figure, maybe a fatherly figure to you. And I asked if they had done any model car, used, any model cars, put together any model cars, trains, boats, etc. And she flipped out because, one, her grandfather did model boats, and there were model boats all over the house, everywhere. He had passed, but she also had her father that used to do model cars and planes. And she had fallen out of contact with her father. They did not speak. She did not know if he was alive or dead. But the name I got was his name. And she kind of freaked out because she was like, I don't know what to say. And I'm like, I don't either. And I was also getting the smell of like barbecue all of a sudden, which she said that's the one good memory she had with her father when she was young, because her parents were divorced when they were young, that he would come over, or when she would go spend the weekends with him, he would make her steak on the grill, and it always smelled like barbecue. So yeah, that I found that very touching. But it's odd too, because she did not view him as a father figure, and because he was in and out of her life so much, and they hadn't spoken in years. But the name I was getting was also another relative's ex-boyfriend that was around her a lot when she was a kid, that she still to this day looked up to as a father figure, and he had passed, and he had the same name. So I feel like there was a combination of the two men coming in, maybe even her grandfather at the same time. But I cannot look at this card the same now after seeing that I was seeing somebody meticulously putting together model trains and cars and planes and stuff like that. And she confirmed it. And I was like, that's powerful to know that you can look at a card and see, details of someone that's gone. And I found that very, very powerful. And for a while, it made me, start really believing, I could actually do this with the tarot. And that's, I've said before, one of the reasons why I feel like I was drawn to learn tarot, because when I started my spiritual practice or my spirituality, I immediately knew, okay, I'm a medium. I have to do medium things. Tarot is not part of that. But then I wasn't doing it for a long time. I was so afraid of, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it felt like Spirit was saying, well, you know what? Pick up a tarot deck, learn tarot, and eventually you can meld the two together. And I think that's at the point where I'm at now, is I've learned tarot enough that I know the difference between a spirit coming through and using the card as a reference, and just my intuition coming through for the cards. But I think those two go hand in hand as well. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. And like I said, I know what this card means, but this specific card in this specific deck holds a special meaning now, because I see it as something else as well. So yeah, that was day 15, sorry. That was day 15. And that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a great night. Bye.